Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Premier Ball, Minister O'Regan, my colleagues, special guests. I'm Siobhan Coady. I'm the Minister of Natural Resources. In our province today, we are faced with tremendous challenges brought on by massive costs associated with the former government's legacy, the Muskrat Falls project. Remember, the progressive Conservatives who sanctioned the project, we would have seen rates rising to 22.9 cents. Our goal is to protect the people of this province from dramatic increases in electricity rates due to the Muskrat Falls project. Today, we are one step closer. Last April, we presented to you our rate management plan, protecting you from the cost impacts of Muskrat Falls. We said that managing electricity rates would require us to reduce expenses, raise revenue, and collaborate with the Government of Canada to manage the finances of the project. We are delivering on our plan. In a moment, Premier Ball will update you on discussions we have had with our federal partners about financing the project. I'd like to thank him for his leadership and tenacity, which have been really the cornerstone of our discussions with our federal partners. Please welcome Honourable Dwight Ball, Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Some time ago, I made a commitment to you, the residents of Newfoundland and Labrador, that you will not bear the burden of the higher electricity rates or taxes as a result of Muskrat Falls. Today, I am delivering on that commitment. Thank you, Minister Coady, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out to this important announcement. And thank you to Minister O'Regan for joining us here today. I know, Seamus, this is a priority for you. After all, it's the people of this province that we are all working for. I have been adamant that Newfoundlanders and Labradorians cannot afford to pay the significantly higher electricity rates that would have resulted from the poorly conceived Muskrat Falls project. A project that is not our legacy. but it's one that we inherited. One that I fought against in opposition, and one that I've been cleaning up since becoming Premier. We all know that the PCs designed Muskrat Falls. We know that they announced Muskrat Falls, they launched Muskrat Falls, and they sanctioned Muskrat Falls. And under this structure, electricity rates would nearly double. Rates that are 13 cents today would skyrocket to 23 cents next year, and eventually up to 78 cents. And it wasn't just one premier. It wasn't just one PC government. It was successive governments. At one point, they went as far as to kick out the Public Utilities Board. And the current PCs are no better than their predecessors. They take no responsibility for the government's actions. The current leader would like us to forget the past. What he's asked for is a bailout instead of a solution. He says he expects a $200 million check. Well, I would say to Mr. Crosby, this is a $30 billion problem. Mr. Crosby likes to throw around a lot of political jargon, but talk is cheap, and my government has chosen to focus on finding solutions. We have focused on what matters most. No government since Confederation has faced a tougher challenge. We have already heard tough language from the project CEO. The Public Utilities Board, in its most recent report, said the anticipated rate increases are unprecedented. How is it that a province that is an energy powerhouse could become a province where people are scared to turn the lights on? This is what we've been cleaning up since forming government. I've said it before, and I can't help but repeat it here again today. Just imagine what we could have done with the money that's been already spent on this project. Billions of dollars to date. Imagine the programs and the services where we could use that. So what is the solution? Well, first and foremost, it starts with a partner, the federal government. And I'm pleased to be here today alongside Minister O'Regan to announce a significant milestone in the negotiations of the restructuring of the financing of the Lower Churchill projects to help ensure that they are financially sustainable for the long term. And thanks to our partnership with the federal government, we now have a sustainable long-term solution. A solution to protect ratepayers from the negative impacts of the Muskrat Falls project today and into the future. From the beginning, our government has worked long, hard, and diligently to get Muskrat Falls back on track. Appointing Stan Marshall as an experienced CEO in the utilities industry to lead Nalcor was one such step. Expanding the board of directors of Nalcor, adding independence to the Oversight Committee, securing an additional federal loan guarantee, restoring the public utilities role in giving oversight to the Muskrat Falls project, improving project management, establishing a commission of inquiry to determine how this project was sanctioned. And we are delivering a rate management plan. That brings us to today's announcement. In April of 2019, our government and our federal partners committed to working together to identify ways that the province can achieve rate mitigation. We established a working group with senior officials from across government, and the team of legal advisors, financial advisors, electricity experts to develop a range of strategic financial considerations. And since that time, we've had discussions to determine the measures to protect residents from rising electricity rates resulting from the Muskrat Falls project. We had to solve the problem, not for the short term, but for the long term. To mitigate the impact of Muskrat Falls, it comes down to a $30 billion over the life of the agreement. And we're going to deal with that in 3 ways. First, the solution involves transitioning the Muskrat Falls Labrador Transmission Assets revenue model to a traditional cost-of-service model. This will ensure that the equity returns from Nalcor are redirected to benefit ratepayers. Essentially, you won't pay this on your monthly light bills. This will be off your monthly light bills. The cost-of-service model reflects the approach that's used by regulated utilities throughout North America. Secondly, with the Government of Canada's cooperation, monetizing suitable assets such as our dividends from the Labrador Island Link is also required to ensure a sustainable long-term solution. Now, let me be clear. This is not about selling on assets. It's about using those assets to the benefit of ratepayers. Thirdly, to reduce cash requirements related to servicing the project's debt, the Government of Canada is allowing a deferral of the sinking fund, and that's worth approximately $150 million. And if required, a deferral on the cost overrun escrow payments. The agreement with both levels of government will be implemented by project commissioning. The PUB highlighted that in the report last week. Lastly, the demand for electricity is important. So we are pleased that the Government of Canada is also prepared to work with the provincial government to consider opportunities for further electrification and decarbonization. Work is already underway to convert public buildings in the province from oil to electricity. In addition to discussions with the federal government, work is continuing on the provincial government's rate mitigation plan. This last Friday, the Public Utilities Board provided us with the final report on rate mitigation options. I sincerely thank stronger ally than our federal colleagues and our efforts to protect ratepayers in this province. We will continue to work together with our federal partners on easing the pressure on ratepayers. Now, in the media last week, I talked about the importance of putting a great team in place. And I am fortunate to work with an experienced, established team. The results of their professionalism and their determination is present in this significant milestone here today. I'd also want to thank Minister Coady and Minister Osborne, our complete cabinet, and our caucus, and the many public sector employees who have worked tirelessly over the past weeks and months to get us to this point. Your work behind the scenes is invaluable. I'm beyond proud of our team, our government. As I can say, we are in a far better place today thanks to this comprehensive plan, a plan that is delivering positive results. We're making choices. We're finding solutions. We're helping communities across the province, helping families, helping seniors. And I am proud to be delivering on our commitment to you. Today is yet another step towards building upon a shared vision for our province. That is an ideal place to live, to work, and to raise your family. Together, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue to move Newfoundland and Labrador forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Premier Ball, and I also want to say a special thank you to our working group who spent many days and many nights and weekends over the past number of months collaborating on this financial agreement. I'd like to now welcome Minister O'Regan to speak, and I'd also like to recognize the members of Parliament that are here today. I know how closely you work together on this. Our partnership with the Government of Canada is essential as we continue our work to protect the people of the province from the escalating electricity rates due to the Muskrat Falls project. We know our federal partners understand the challenges we are currently facing in the province, and we also know they understand the tremendous opportunities we have to build our economy and support a bright future for the people of our province. Please join me in welcoming Minister O'Regan.
Thank you, everyone. The department that I inherited in November, the Department of Natural Resources, but filled with officials who have been working on this for some time and with a real passion and commitment and an understanding of this province. But I look at the members of Parliament, I look at MHAs who are present and ministers. I want to single out the Premier. I just wanted to say thank you, Dwight. Just like the Atlantic Accord, common courtesy, a keen ear, and mutual respect. His knowledge of this file and his commitment to it is unheralded. And just like I said to you last year, Dwight, for you and your team, the kettle is always on. Because when we stay focused on common objectives, our governments are capable of getting the hard stuff done. You can see that in the renewed Atlantic Accord, which is an additional $2 billion over the next 10 years to the people of the province. We knew then, and we know now, that we have to keep working together to secure the prosperity of this province. We knew that there was enough uncertainty, that too many politicians had played fast and loose with the public purse. We had to deliver. We had to deliver certainty, clarity, and predictability to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. And it was especially nice on that day to renew the Atlantic Accord on the 70th anniversary of Confederation, because that is how Confederation that can resolve such a large and complicated mess. Today's measures will help the province weight of Muskrat Falls in the short term, and we are committed to be there to help sort this out in the years to come. We will now work on the financial sustainability of the project, because sustainability of the project is what will allow the province to achieve rate stability. And that is what we all want here, rate stability. We are committed to it. We are together in this for the long haul. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister O'Regan. Through the initiative announced today, together with the delivery of our rate management plan, we are protecting you from the increases in electricity rates due to the Muskrat Falls project. Thank you for joining us at today's event, and for the members of the media, will now be available for interviews if you so wish. Thank you very much, everyone.